Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. The House of Gucci reactions have dropped on social media. Journalists, critics, and folk who get invited to screenings have seen the movie. And House of Gucci is anticipated to be a major player in the awards season, so we're looking at this and we're asking, where does the movie fall after these reactions? And kind of as expected, the reactions are pretty mixed, although I think generally people are surprised by how negative some of them are. Going through the reactions that I've seen, I would say maybe more of them were positive than negative. Some people don't seem to think this because they see like the negative ones and they go, someone hated it. Oh, it's a flop. But there are a lot of people who kind of do like it. So we're in a tricky situation here. Is this like a Jojo Rabbit or a Vice or a Bohemian Rhapsody, where critics are pretty mixed on the movie, but audiences generally like it and it goes right up that Oscar voters alley? I don't think it's impossible that this could pull through, but I don't think even the most positive reviews convince me that this is such a deliciously entertaining feast of a film. I would need to see the positive reviews like absolutely glowing. And even they're nitpicky, like at least they don't like the runtime. They think it's too long or it drags. Most people point out there being like a mismatch in the tone with the performances, but people are perceiving that very differently. Some people say Gaga's in the right movie and no one else is. Some people say Jared Leto, oh, he knows what the assignment is. He's doing the right movie and Gaga's in a different movie. Like, nobody agrees. The reactions are not bad enough that it kills the movie. It has not like completely slain it. We did expect House of Gucci to get mixed reactions, and here we are. We should not be completely surprised. We should not be shocked. However, they're negative enough that I might have to take this out of my best picture list. I've seen people say the movie is no fun and it's not campy like we thought it would be from the trailers. And then other people say it's just high camp. I feel like the reactions are similarly polarizing to those of Eternals. You couldn't really get a read on Eternals from the reactions. People were saying contradictory things all over the place, like they wouldn't agree over what was good or what was bad. And part of that speaks to the film's probably messy. But for some people, this is gonna work better than for others. And as far as like Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic predictions, maybe I should just look at Eternals and be like, yeah, that's what this is gonna get to. No, I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it's gonna get like a high 60, I'm thinking. Really? Because I saw a couple of critics who are not the most lenient actually say they liked the movie or thought it was even very good. But I think on Metacritic, it will probably dip below a 60 and it'll be in the 50 range. That's my prediction. Some movies have been nominated with those scores, but those movies have a contingent of folks who are just so excited about the movie. And also, if we're comparing it to Vice, which many people are, that movie had a little bit more of like a political angle. You could feel like, oh, it's a more important movie. This one's kind of just for fun, right? But I think the actors are going to stay in. The people who are most critical of the actors are going to be critics, I think. Most people are going to watch the movie and they're going to go, oh my God, Lady Gaga did so much. Jared Leto did so much. That's what gets you awards. Those two performances are being singled out the most, which is kind of what we thought would happen. People like Al Pacino, people like Adam Driver. Salma Hayek's not doing anything, but I don't think Al Pacino or Adam Driver really has a shot at a nomination. I think it's Jared Leto and it's Lady Gaga. Yeah, and I actually think they're both pretty likely to get in. In order of nominations, I would go makeup, number 1, because look at Jared Leto. Number 2 would be Jared Leto, because look at Jared Leto. And the supporting actor category is not that crowded. He can easily get in there, and he does stand out a lot. Some people are saying he's like amazing in it, so I think he'll get nominated. Yeah, but other people are saying he's like cartoonishly goofy and out of place. I know, and you know what? Most people are not going to care. They're going to be like, wow, he's doing a good job. Because think about Sam Rockwell on Vice. I don't even know if it was a good or bad performance, but people ate it up. People were like, yeah, I like that you're doing an impression, and they nominated that for an Oscar. And I feel like Jared Leto's easily doing more than that here. And Lady Gaga, most people are going to watch the movie and go, oh my God, look at this powerhouse of an actress. There are a lot of people who think she's like stellar, even people who don't like the movie. But then there are also people who thought she's straight up bad, which is weird. But that's not going to be the prevailing opinion. Again, like, your opinion of the movie affects this a lot. She might have a pretty decent shot in here. Yeah, she's also, like, Lady Gaga. The narrative around her getting nominated was built up, like, the second this thing was announced. She's probably going to get SAG. I feel like SAG is going to like this a lot. It could even still get an ensemble nomination, even if it's like kind of out for Best Picture. Or if we're talking actress, supporting actor, makeup, then maybe we can compare it to a Bombshell type contender. But can House of Gucci add on a costume design nomination to that? I think it's possible. The category is kind of competitive. It's competing with like Cyrano and Nightmare Alley to kind of try to squeeze in there. The actual embargo for the reviews doesn't lift until a few days before the movie, so maybe the studio is quivering in their boots a little bit. But when the movie actually comes out and we get some audience reactions, that's going to be important to know. It's going to be important to know if the movie does well at the box office, because if it's a hit where most other movies in the conversation are not, which seems kind of likely because Lady Gaga's attached, then maybe that could help the narrative too.
But nothing is a huge hit nowadays. Like, you can't ride a massive box office wave into the Oscars this year.
Yeah, I think the movie is out for director. I think it's out for editing. I think screenplay is like on its very best day that it stays in, just because the category is weak, but I think that's probably out too.
I think the actors are very likely to get in, and it has a makeup nomination in there. I think costumes, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm probably going to leave it right on the outskirts of my Best Picture top 10. And we'll see if something happens with the release and the hype that bounces it back in. But it's not like Hillbilly Elegy or something that's not going to get like in the red on Metacritic. It's not awful. It's just divisive. Stay tuned for this same kind of video being done about Licorice Pizza. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Will you be wearing your Gucci belt to the premiere?